If engineering the perfect body is your main goal, the innovation personal training, where you need to go. Keyword personal, meaning me and you, one-on-one, not one in the group. Everything Jay do is customized just for you. Cause the last I checked, everybody ain't the same. So how you run train, everybody as the same, man. Come from the railroad, working on them tracks. So trust me, when you train you, we gon' keep you on track. Few innovation protein drinks instead of snacks, and the money ain't a thing. First assessment is free. Tell them what you want and what you trying to achieve, and check your BSRMs to show you what you need. Body structure, range of motion, time to put in work, train with ambition if you try and see your vision. 14, 20 man a road, now go visit.
Want to be the talk of the town this summer? Or do you want your hair to stand out amongst the rest? Then check out High Maintenance by Simone. High Maintenance by Simone offers 100% raw, virgin hair. Top quality, no shedding, and no tangling. And with proper maintenance, your hair can last 12 months or more. All lengths and all styles for those summertime colors are also available. All closures, frontal, and lace wigs are also available with High Maintenance. And also ask for the 3-bundle deal. And always get the best price and quality when you shop with High Maintenance. Satisfaction guaranteed and 2-day shipping anywhere in the United States. Also ask about the High Maintenance 10% off code. Use the promo code HMBS and get 10% off. For more information, you can contact High Maintenance at 252-499-3267. Or check out High Maintenance on Facebook at Simone Yowens. Or check her out on Instagram at High Maintenance by Simone. High Maintenance by Simone hair, the best quality you can get, and 100% raw virgin hair. It's High Maintenance, baby.
Get your spend your right, check engine light for a better price at Star. Get your alignment tight, see your body's nice for a finer price at Star. Get your struts done, rims custom, we don't overprice when we charge. Now get the lowest price at Star. Yeah, get the lowest price at Star. Hoping at 8 o'clock, rims stay in stock. And we gon' hook you up, you don't pay a lot for your brakes and shocks. Cause we gon' hook you up at Star.
Good afternoon. What I'm saying, good morning. I got a special guest. Let me get this bomb. Let me bomb this joint up. We in the building. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know him from. See him on TV on a regular basis, and you see him dapped up in that Gucci, coming through. Do me a favor, y'all. Put your hands together for my man Mario Boone is in the building. Hello, sir.
What's up, Rob?
Hold on, let me get these microphones correct for us, man, so we can be on our best tonight. What's going on, good brother?
Man, I can't complain at all. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, all the time. It's been busy.
It's been a crazy week.
Actually,
this whole month has been crazy.
This whole month has been crazy?
Yeah, it's been a lot going on. But this week in particular has been a crazy week.
It's been a real crazy week.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest the news right now is the shooting that's going on right now.
Yeah, that's
the shooting that happened a few days ago.
Big news. Big
That's
news.
That's real big news.
Very tragic, very unfortunate situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happening in our community. We've seen this happen all over the country, and now
it hits here.
Now,
first off, how's the girl doing? Have you had an update on her?
The latest update that we had today is she's in stable condition. She had surgery again yesterday.
Wow.
And today she is in stable condition, remains hospitalized as of last check. We have been told that she has hired an attorney, and they are preparing to file suit against the city of Hamden and Yale University. Yep, both.
Now, New Haven is not involved in that, right?
New Haven officers were not involved in the shooting, correct. And to my understanding, they are not subject to any lawsuit as of right now.
Okay. Don't forget, y'all, share this. Tell your friends we got Mario in the building. Now, have you spoken to both families?
I have talked to the attorney for Stephanie Washington. She's the woman who was shot, the 22-year-old woman who was shot. I talked directly to Paul Witherspoon. As you know, I was the only reporter here in town to interview him in person.
Right.
And I also interviewed his mother. So,
I've been knowing them for ever since he was a baby. I knew him when he was a baby.
Yeah.
When he was born, a great kid.
He's a good guy, you know. Like I said, it's an unfortunate situation, but based on my encounter with him, he seems like a very respectable guy, you know.
Right. Yeah, I spoke to some of his family, and they said that's not even his thing is to be out there in craziness, and
right.
He's not even that kind of kid.
Right.
Now, I saw you on television today saying a cop that was involved was shot.
Yeah. So that is the breaking exclusive piece of this story today that we reported exclusively. We were first to learn this information earlier today, that Officer Terrence Pollock from the Yale Police Department was himself shot during this melee exchange of gunfire Tuesday morning. Now, we don't know who shot him. I mean, we know Paul and Stephanie didn't shoot him because they didn't have a gun.
Right.
What we think happened, based on the sources I've talked to, is either he was hit by a ricochet bullet from his own gun, or the other officer, Hamden police officer Devin Eaton, the bullet was from his weapon. But based on what we know right now, state police do not know who fired the shot that hit Pollock. That is part of their continuing investigation. And what I was told today is that they will have to wait for medical records to come in before they can determine who fired the shot that hit Officer Pollock.
Now, do you know who shot first?
We don't know that either. That's part of the investigation.
Okay.
I'll tell you what Paul told me. Paul believes that the Yale officer Pollock, who was standing in front of their red Honda Civic,
okay,
he believes that Pollock fired the first shots. And he also told me he believes Eaton, who was the officer in the rear of the vehicle, that's the one we see on camera getting out, running around the
right.
car, and he starts shooting. He believes that Eaton fired last in reaction to Pollock's shooting first,
thinking it was coming.
That's what Paul told me. He feels like the officer might have thought that the shots coming from Pollock's weapon were maybe coming from inside the vehicle. Of course, nobody really knows because we haven't talked to the officers themselves to hear their side of the story.
Have you reached out to them?
Thank you for that question. That's a very good question. We did. We reached out to the Yale Police Union as well as the Hamden Police Union. And I'll tell you, Hamden Police Union did not respond, but Yale's Police Union did. And they told me that they do not comment on ongoing investigations. And they want to ask the public to reserve judgment until this thing is investigated fully and the results of that investigation are known. And I will also add, I spoke to State Attorney Pat Griffin today.
Okay.
He's the guy who will decide whether any charges are filed at all against these officers. And Pat Griffin told me that there is a lot of evidence that has been collected that is now being tested and analyzed by the state police. That's going to take some time. Once that information is gone through and looked at and so forth, then they will move forward in the next phase of this thing. Possible charges, but we just don't know right now. It could be that no charges are filed at all, but once they have an opportunity to go through the evidence, then they'll be able to make a decision according to them.
Now, Tara Wolfork in the comments said, do you know why the first police officer fired his weapon?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what state police told us at the news conference Tuesday, and that is they said Paul Witherspoon got out of the car abruptly and made an abrupt movement toward the officers. Wow. Now, you all saw the video.
Right.
You decide. I'll just leave it at that. You decide if that's accurate. But that is what they told us Tuesday afternoon. Now,
isn't there some kind of, shouldn't it have been like some protocol, like let me see your hands, turn the car off.
Well, state police told us that commands were given to Paul Witherspoon and to both people in the car, and they did not follow those commands. And that also contributed to the shooting, according to state police. Again, you saw the video. You
Right.
decide.
Now, do you think they will use that to try to dance around and thing, like to make it so charges aren't filed? Or you can't answer that?
I don't know. That would be speculation. Who knows?
Right.
Nothing surprises me, so I don't know what might happen.
Right. I do remember hearing about someone saying that the door opened, and that's what made the first officer fire his weapon.
Well, according to Paul, he tried to get out of the car. I mean,
Which will make sense.
Paul told me they ordered him out of the vehicle,
Right.
and he said he was beginning to get out of the car, following their commands, and that's when the shots opened up. And it was literally within seconds of the cops boxing him in.
Now that's something else. I don't think the public knew that they ordered him out of the car, and when he went to get out of the car.
Yeah, if you watch my story I did with Paul Tuesday, okay, Paul told us Tuesday that the first thing he heard when the cops drove up was, "Get your effing hands in the air, get out of the effing car."
Now you can hear that on the video.
Not on the video that we have.
Okay.
We think that we should be able to hear that on the body cam video from the officers, because that video does record audio. The video that everybody has seen so far, the surveillance video, there is no audio, from my understanding, attached to that piece of video. But there will be audio from the body camera video.
And now when they hold on to that body camera video, is that for a reason? Because
So what Pat Griffin told me is they don't want to taint the investigation, and in their minds, releasing the video right now could potentially taint the investigation. If there are charges filed, it could potentially taint a jury pool. So that's part of why they are withholding it. And again, remember I said they want to go through all of that video to they first want to analyze it, let the evidence technician people do their end of things and analyze the video and make sure that there's nothing in there that would harm the case. And then I believe they want to move forward at that time and release it. I don't want to sound like I'm speaking for them, but that's what I've been told.
Now I got a question from your buddy Cameron Green. He said,
I'm sorry. I got to decide if I want to take any questions from Cameron. Let's move on to the next one. Now go ahead. Go ahead. I'll take his question.
His question was, why wasn't New Haven police involved?
Well, I don't know. That's a question for Hamden Police and Yale Police. I cannot answer that. I mean, the call went out.
Right.
My understanding is the call went out. Yale Police were the closest. Officer Pollack was somewhere in Science Hill, and he was able to respond the quickest. I don't know where the New Haven cops were that they got beat to the scene by Yale Police. I mean,
now, did they come on the scene after the shots?
They came after the shots, yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So that's a good question, actually. I'm surprised to hear that came from Cameron, but yeah, that came from
the Russian troll. I'm on him tonight. I'm the Russian troll Cameron. That came from him. So,
hey, can I real quick just throw something out there?
Please.
I want to ask everybody to take an opportunity to go to my Twitter account right now and my Facebook at Mario Boone TV and follow me, because a lot of this breaking exclusive information, I put it there first.
Right.
I'm always first on digital platforms, and then we do it on air. So for those of you who want to keep up with what's going on with this case, if there's any new information to be released, like today, it will go first on my Facebook and Twitter. So go to at Mario Boone TV, and you can keep up with everything there.
Can we grab this call?
Sure.
Okay. Mr. Raw Report, talk to us.
Yes, hi. Am I live right now?
Yes, sir.
This is Pastor Eddie Jones, president of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association.
Okay.
I have you guys on my phone on live, on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And I just wanted to comment on what's going down right now.
Okay.
I wanted to comment on the young lady Stephanie being shot by the police out there. First of all, I want to send a big shout out to Jackie Gendy, my cousin, who sent it to my page and let me know what was going on. And I really appreciate that. But my thing is we need to. It's time for us to go take this thing to the White House, and we need to go to the Civil Rights Division of the White House. Not only go to the Civil Rights Division of the White House, but we need to also make sure that this police officer, we need to have internal affairs investigated by the government, not internal affairs investigating the police department. Because now we need to take it to another level, because I'm tired of seeing these cops shooting our young kids. I'm tired of seeing these cops shooting our young African-American males. They're killing off our seeds. And we got to make sure that that doesn't happen. So we have to remember never to forget that we have a civil right, a constitutional right, and a human right, and we need to exercise our rights. If we don't do that, then we're not doing our job as mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, cousins, and friends and relations. We got to stand up for what we believe in, because either we're going to stand for something or we're going to fall for anything.
You want to respond to that, Mario?
I think that people have a responsibility and obligation to take their concerns to their government. If they feel wronged, if they feel there's something that needs to be addressed, then the people have an obligation to take those concerns to people who are in a position to affect change. So if that's what he feels the course of action is for him, I salute that.
Absolutely. Now, would you say, who do you represent, sir?
Well, I'm the president and CEO of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association. I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm calling you from Los Angeles right now.
Okay.
And what my main point is out of all of this is we should be sick and tired of being sick and tired of burying our children because these officers are not properly trained. They don't come down in our community. They need to be on bicycles in our community. They need to be on horses in our community. They need to be walking up and down the street. They need sensitivity training. And if they don't live in our community, they shouldn't be working in our communities. And we should make sure that we remember never to forget to arm our children with wisdom, knowledge, intelligence, and make sure that they know how to perform when the police do pull them over. If their hands are already on the steering wheel and the lights are all on in the car and the windows are down, they don't have any excuse to be shooting our young kids. And I'd like to say in closing that the only limit in life is the one we put on ourselves. We should allow the example of Nipsey Hussle to make us remember never to forget that he was working on building love, understanding, and prosperity and economic power. And that's why I really believe today that they're trying to assassinate all of our leaders. And we need to make sure that we groom our young men, show them how to be leaders, give them leadership, motivation, integrity, dignity, social skills, etiquette, self-love, and self-respect. And most of all, in all of this, we got to respect our mothers, because the mothers are the ones who have to go through all the pain, even when father is not there. So I'm saying, all men, I'm calling you out, step up, step into your position, and let's raise our children, let's raise our communities, and let's take back what they think they stole from us. And thank you so much for allowing me to have a word on your show.
Thank you, sir, for calling. I appreciate it.
God bless us all.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Rob, I just want to throw out something real fast. I should have done this at the beginning, but I want to take an opportunity and just say a big thank you and a shout out to Rodney Williams.
Okay.
Everybody knows Rodney in the community. I would not have been able to get in front of this story the way I did without Rodney's help. So I want to thank Rodney for what he did.
Shout out to Rodney Williams. Now he got you all what you needed to.
Yeah, well, Paul is Rodney's nephew.
Oh, Rodney. Okay, I know
Yeah.
who Rodney. I saw Rodney yesterday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Paul, I drove up to the scene Tuesday.
Right.
And, before I could get out of the car, Rodney came up to me and said, "Let me hit you with the real story." And I appreciate what he did for me.
Absolutely. Now, I spoke to a guy. Have you heard any reports of cops out there picking up slugs?
Well, I have, and I assume those would be the evidence technicians gathering evidence.
Okay.
That's what I believe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. He said he had a video for me that showed them picking up slugs, and according to him, he said there was 3 cops shooting, but I don't know if anybody's confirmed that.
We have not been told about 3 officers. We've been told only that there were 2 officers who fired weapons. Yeah. I mean, in the video, you see several additional officers respond, but the initial shooting, based on what we've been told, involved 2 officers.
Now, has Paul and his family Have they? Do they have a lawyer? Have they retained a lawyer?
They have. Paul Witherspoon's family has also gotten an attorney, and I would expect they would probably be filing a lawsuit as well.
Absolutely. Now the cops they're both on paid leave. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, and when would we get a timeline of what might happen with them?
You know, these investigations take time.
Right.
If you guys remember when the
hold on, caller. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When the fatal
Hey, Rob. This is Courtney.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay.
When the fatal police shooting happened in New Britain, remember that, Zoe Dowdell?
Yes.
That investigation took more than a year to complete. So this is not going to be a fast process.
Okay.
And honestly, it shouldn't be, because you want them to be extra careful. You want them to turn over every piece of information they can. And I think that's fair to both parties, that they take as much time as needed to get to the truth of what happened.
Right.
And people should not want to rush that process.
Okay. Go ahead, Courtney.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank Mario for coming up there, because no other news reporter would come up there.
Right.
So I want to say thank you to that. Also, I want to say, as far as the slugs being picked up, from what I was told, it was cops picking it up before any of the investigative teams got there, which I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe isn't a part of protocol.
Well, again, I didn't see that, so I'm not prepared to comment on that. And I'm very skeptical of something like that happening. I don't think the cops would have done that. And let me tell you why. Let's say that the officers, hypothetically, let's say they fired 10 shots, right? They're not going to have 10 bullets left in their clips, in their guns. So even if somebody showed up at the scene and started picking up rounds, they wouldn't have actually picked up rounds. They would have picked up shell casings. They still would not have had 10 bullets in their guns because they've already been fired. So those weapons have been collected by state police investigators. They will test those weapons. They will try to account for every single bullet that was fired. So I just think that's a conspiracy theory, and I don't put any stock in that, personally.
Right, which is understandable. However, I'm playing devil's advocate right now. Some people were saying that basically the state of Connecticut police is the one investigating the incident, correct?
Right.
Which ultimately means it's still a police department that's investigating at the police department. So how do we know for sure that what they're investigating is really what's the truth?
Well,
what's your opinion on that?
So this is part of the problem with police community relations breakdown. Okay, there's no trust. So you don't know, except you have to trust them because they told you that's what they're doing.
Right.
That's
right.
really that's the bottom line.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
You just got to trust that they are doing what they said they would do.
Now, do you have any inside information as far as the body cam and the dash cam being released, the footage?
I have had discussions with prosecutors about that. I do know they've collected multiple pieces of video, and what I'm told is that evidence technicians and investigators are combing through that video right now to determine what's pertinent to the case. And my expectation is at some point in the future, not sure when or how long, but at some point that video is going to be made public. And again, we can test this based on what we've seen happen in the past. I'll go back to the Zoe Dowdell fatal police shooting in New Britain. When that investigation was completed, all of that dash cam video was released. We saw the shooting happen in real time. It took a year, but it happened. We got the video. So I think in this case, we will see the video that state police have.
Okay. Well, thank you for your opinion. I'm going to go back to the bullpen. Rob, pay attention to the bullpen.
Yeah, just get off the phone and stop stalking Mario. Goodbye. So now, do you have, some people have more trust in state police than they would local police for some reason. Can we grab this?
Oh, go ahead.
For some reason. I'm not sure why. It's the Raw Report. Mario Boone's in the building. Talk to us.
Has there been a release of the 911 call yet?
No, as a matter of fact, I requested that already, and they are withholding that particular piece of information because of the ongoing investigation. But we'll have that eventually as well.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So them holding the 911 call, is that the same? Because they say that it originated from a delivery driver saying he was robbed, right?
Right, at the store in Hamden.
At the store in Hamden.
That's how this all started, according to the police.
And they said the car that the robbery was done in matched.
Well, it wasn't an actual robbery. It was an attempted robbery, according to them. Attempted armed robbery. But the caller who called in this attempted armed robbery never actually saw a weapon, was not able to provide a description of a weapon. So there was never actually a weapon brandished during this, whatever this incident was.
Right.
No one was ever actually robbed based on what we were able to determine. Even the police said that. So there was never a robbery that happened.
Okay.
Just to be clear, there was no robbery.
The
report was there was an attempted armed robbery, and even that is in dispute. Paul Witherspoon said he didn't try to rob anybody. So there you go. And by the way, Paul Witherspoon was released without charges.
Right. So that kind of contradicts a robbery from him because he was released.
Well, you would think. I mean, if they had some evidence that he committed an armed robbery or tried to, he would probably be in jail right now.
Correct. A young lady, Honey Banks, said the state police spokesman implies shots were fired due to a door being aggressively open. What does an aggressive door look like?
Well, I don't know, but that's what I said earlier. They state police said that Paul Witherspoon got out of the car in an abrupt manner and made an abrupt movement toward the officers. I guess they must have felt threatened by that. I don't know.
And someone else asked, wherever this person was robbed at, is there a camera that could? Right. Okay. So let me just stress again for people who are listening: there was no robbery. There was there was a report. Right.
Of an attempted robbery, armed robbery, but there was no robbery. There was video collected from this store. State police have already been to that store, and they have collected video. And I'm assuming they saw that video before they let Paul Witherspoon go home without charges.
Right. And you said a young lady, she's in stable condition right now.
She's in stable condition at the hospital.
She's got a lot of people rooting for her, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly we're glad she survived, and hopefully she'll make a full recovery.
Right. I'm hoping she does.
And by the way, even the police union, I mean, they in their statement today, they wished her a speedy recovery. They want to see her recover as well.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you said this investigation could take up to a year.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm basing that on my experience from the last investigation, which took a year.
Okay.
So these, based on my experience in covering these kinds of cases, they don't move fast.
Okay, let me grab this call. It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, what's up?
A question. I want to know, did he just say that the cop said that the guy got out the car aggressively?
Well, what I said was police in their news conference, they told us the reason for the shooting was that Paul Witherspoon abruptly exited his vehicle and made an abrupt turn toward the officers.
Right. And in the video that we see him saying, "Get the fuck out of the car." So I'm confused as to why would they even go with that.
Paul Witherspoon told me they told him to get out of the car and he was following their orders. And then all of a sudden they started shooting. I mean, that's what Paul Witherspoon said. So
Right. Because that's what I'm saying. We seen them really saying, "Get the fuck out of the car," and like grabbing him out of the car. So that's why I don't understand. How are they saying he abruptly tried to get out of the car? It doesn't make sense. I don't even. That's weird.
It's a good question, and that's part of what they're investigating right now. That's what I want to know.
Right.
Right, because I didn't even think that they was gonna. I mean, I thought they was make up something, but I didn't think that they would try to trick us from what we seen with our own two eyes. We seen this.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
I just wanted to make sure that's what you were saying, because I thought I heard them say that before, so I just wanted to be clear on that.
Right.
Thank you.
I think
we appreciate you coming on the Raw Report.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
And by the way, let me shout out to Rob, because Rob, brother, everywhere I went the last couple of days, you beat me to some of this stuff. You were on the scene, man. So
yeah, and I got to come clean with something. I wasn't. Somebody told me I needed to do this, but I was upstairs. My wife had just went and got some chicken, and I was upstairs getting it in. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Mario, and First Lady. I was getting it in, and she said, "You know what? You need to get out there, put down that chicken leg, and get out there." And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And good job, Rob.
Applaud me for putting down the chicken and keeping it 1,000.
Good job, because we know you. Yeah, give yourself a bomb.
No, go ahead and say your fat joke, because you was getting ready to say one.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that, but no, I'm not even gonna say it now. Just go ahead and give yourself a bomb.
I just did. I'm happy now. I'm feeling good.
Okay.
All right, First Lady, take care.
You too.
Now, do you think the reason that people are just skeptical is because of lack of trust in police?
Absolutely,
and everything?
People do not trust the police.
Okay,
and I think cops will be the first to admit that. I mean, there is a systemic, pervasive breakdown between the community, the black community, and police. And that's just a no-brainer. It's all over the country, because look at it. I mean, you can rattle off the names: Walter Scott, Mike Brown, Philando Castile. I mean, there have been a number of these shootings, and people understandably are distrusting of the police.
Right.
Because of things that we've seen happen in the past. I have been pulled over by the cops when I know I hadn't done anything.
Really?
Yes. I mean, it happens to the best of us. So, yeah, people don't trust the cops, and I totally understand why. But I think at some point, it's like if you got a spouse who's cheating, at some point you gotta, decide if you want to give them a chance and try to right the wrong. You know what I mean? So, there you go.
Yeah, this is definitely. Has this gained national attention?
Yeah, I know CNN has picked it up.
CNN has picked it up,
and I saw Sean King post about it today.
Now, Sean King that's
the activist, the writer, journalist, activist. Sean King.
Okay, Sean King. All right,
yeah.
all right. Somebody will say blacks do not trust the police for very good reasons. He just pointed out those reasons. Now, while the investigation is going on, those two police officers can't work, correct?
We've been told they're on paid administrative leave. So,
okay.
Yes, you're right.
Now, is there a reason they go out on pay?
Well, probably because of the contract they have with the union that requires them to be put on paid leave.
Okay.
I would bet that's probably why.
Okay. So they're on paid leave.
They have to adhere to whatever the terms of that contract, that employment contract, are.
Okay.
And most unions worth their salt will have a clause in their union contract that requires workers to be put out on leave with pay pending an investigation.
Oh, Kiana Crockett said D.L. Hewley posted about it as well. So it's a national thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that people are immune to it now?
I hope not. I hope not.
Let me grab this call from California. California, it's the Raw Report. Mario Boone's in the building. Talk to us.
Okay, this is Pastor Jones. I wanted to call back, okay?
Okay.
Because I heard them say something about investigating. What we need to do here in this particular situation is we need a fast-track investigation. We can't wait a whole year. We cannot wait a whole year to find out the results of this shooting. Number one, why do they have to fire so many rounds into the vehicle? Number two, that was excessive force. Number three, we need to have, which is actually number one, the CIA and the FBI and the Justice Department needs to come from Washington, D.C. and investigate this shooting. This is a problem. We need to have the CIA, the FBI, and the Justice Department come down there and investigate the police departments and the state troopers. Okay, we need to make them accountable for their actions. And the only way that's ever going to happen is if we have the FBI and the Justice Department and the civil rights person that's over the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America come down to that town and find out what's really, truly going on. Again, this is Pastor Eddie Jones, president of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association, and I'll take my answer off the air. And I want to thank you guys for doing such a wonderful job getting this information out to the community. This is phenomenal, and it's very, extremely important. This is a state of emergency for all African Americans across the United States of America. Peace.
Thank you. So now, conspiracy theories. A lot of those, will they run around during something like this?
Well, I think conspiracy theories, they come a dime a dozen, and it's unfortunate because it creates unnecessary fear in the community, and it also breeds distrust. So I don't really pay much attention to conspiracy theories. I'm a fact-based man,
Right.
So I want to see the facts. I want to see the results of the investigation.
Right. Don't forget, y'all, to share this, and you can call in and talk to Mario, 203-494-0708, and he will answer your questions to the best, because he's the man on the scene. He's everywhere. So what's next? Will there be more rally? There's a rally going on right now, right?
There's a rally happening right now on the campus of Yale. So I think people are upset. I mean, the activist community in New Haven, they have said they plan to rally as much as they need to, as long as it takes for them to get justice. So they're what they say is justice.
Right. Now, there'll be a rally? Do you think there'll be a rally at the Yale graduation, which is a big deal? And if that happens, will someone be arrested?
Well, we've heard that there are plans in the works for a mass demonstration to disrupt the Yale graduation. I don't know if that will happen. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Let me grab this. It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
What's going on, y'all? This Ant, man.
Ant, what's up, Ant?
Did you guys ever, I'm late tuning in, but did you guys go over procedures that are set up to protect these police, such as if they hear robbery, no matter if it's armed or not robbery, they get to respond to scenes with guns blazing? Like, the way they're instructed does lead to people dying, but them being backed up because of their protocol. Now, in this situation, I was going with that, but then you said there was no robbery, so I am confused as hell as what the hell goes on with them coming up like that if there's no robbery.
Well, they were investigating a report of an attempted robbery, and based on the investigation so far, they've determined that no robbery occurred. So in the immediate aftermath, the officers were responding to what they thought was an attempted armed robbery. The problem is, apparently, once they found the car they thought was the car involved, it turned into, a shootout almost, I guess you could call it.
So they weren't even sure they had the right car. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Paul Witherspoon said he wasn't part of a robbery. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's a question that we have to wait and find out what the investigation shows. But Paul said he was not part of a robbery and he was not charged with the robbery.
Okay, and he was released with no charges. So this is just confusing how what I seen on camera, shots coming from two directions on this car, and then, we ain't going to call him, you all say go home. Something doesn't add up with that response, and then the result of letting him go. So this just, I'm puzzled. I just saw that, to me, it looks like an attempted murder to me. So, I don't know.
I've never seen Mario at a loss for words, but I get what he's saying.
So I could understand what he's saying as well, but I have to be fair to both parties. I don't think that the cops drove up and said they were going to try to kill somebody. I don't think they planned to go murder two people in this car. I just don't believe that is true. Could a mistake have been made? I mean, could a mistake have been made? Yes. They could have made a mistake. I don't think it was intentional, but that doesn't minimize the pain that this family of Stephanie Washington is experiencing, or Paul Witherspoon.
Right.
And the two officers.
No, I'm not saying intentional. I'm saying just the visuals of them shooting up in the same direction where I think you said one cop hit the other. These are cops. That look like gang members out there shooting up the block.
Wow.
That was the visual is stuck in my head. Them shooting like that, him running backwards, firing shots. Are you serious? They shot each other. That's how reckless they were.
It raises a lot of questions. And people are marching in the streets.
We keep listening.
All right, bro. Take care.
Yep.
It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
Hey, Rob. Hi, Mario.
Hello.
Thanks for picking up finally.
Yeah, well,
But,
thanks for calling 20 times in a row. You
You're
are
damn right.
persistent, lady.
I'm very.
Okay.
That's what I'm supposed to do. But anyway, so my question isn't directed to yourself or to Mario. My question is directed to the people that's watching, to the bullpen. What are you planning to do? Because at the end of the day, we all know that it's going to be a cover up. It's a big chance that, that these cops may get off on whatever type of technicality that they're saying, like as far as him opening the door aggressively. They're already making excuses. Mario just made a comment that it may take up to a year for this investigation. But as community residents, what are you going to do about this? What type of pressure are you going to apply? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I saw some videos of the marches. It wasn't even a lot of people out there at all. So at this point, I just feel as though the community needs to stand up, apply pressure, and to really take action. And like, even as far as my suggestion, I mean, it may sound far-fetched and crazy, but walk off your job. Walk off your job and let them know that y'all serious about this, because it could happen to anybody. To anybody. So that's my question is to the bullpen. What are you going to do?
Yeah, that's a great question.
What are you going to do besides sit back and complain? No, it needs to be some real action that needs to take place immediately. Immediately. Because they have no respect. They have no respect for the residents here in the city of New Haven. There's no way that two cops, two departments were able to come into the city and do what they did. They both were out of jurisdiction. That's no respect right there. So that's my question to the bullpen. Answer that, bullpen. What are you willing to do to take action and apply pressure to Yale University Police Department as well as Hampden Police Department to show that y'all not playing and that this should never happen again?
Right.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Take care.
You too.
All right. Now, Cameron said his job didn't shoot nobody. Cameron said, my job didn't shoot anybody. Now, let me ask you a question, Mario.
Mm-hmm.
As far as jurisdiction, did Hampden have the right to be there?
According to them, yes.
According to
Hampden Police, they had the right to be there. The problem is when they came into New Haven, there was no notification given to New Haven to say, hey, we're here. And, they kind of just did it. They just did their own thing, it seems like. So that's the issue. And that's what the mayors of both Hampden and New Haven acknowledged yesterday at their press conference. And that's why they met to put in place a new policy, a memorandum of understanding about how they will work cooperatively moving forward in that area along the the Dixwell corridor where the city line is.
Now, Yale does have right to be over in that area.
So Yale police are certified police officers. They have jurisdiction throughout the entire city of New Haven. Okay, but they typically work within their boundaries, which is the Yale campus, because that's where they have students and employees and property and things of that sort. So, and again, I would just point out, the mayor said yesterday, Mayor Harp said that this particular Yale police officer, Terrence Pollock, was in the Science Hill area, which is close to where the shooting happened. When Hampden Police put out the all call for help, the Yale officer was apparently close enough that he responded to back up the Hampden officer. Now, why there was no New Haven officer to respond? That's a good question.
Right.
Maybe people ought to be asking the New Haven Police Department why they didn't have any officers in that area who could get there before the Yale cops got there.
Right.
And then the other question to Hampden is, why didn't they call New Haven when they first crossed the line to say, we need help, we got a situation going on here, we got a potential robbery suspect, we need y'all to come take over this part of the investigation.
Hello?
To find this guy.
It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to Mario Boone for coming up there and being for the black community. That's all. I don't have a question or anything.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Bye.
And Rob, there is a such thing as mutual aid, right? Mutual aid means one's jurisdiction can help out the other one, typically at their request. For example, you remember, I think it was last year in North Haven when the house exploded. There was a hostage situation and a standoff, and then the house blew up, and
right.
all those cops got injured. Well, North Haven put out a mutual aid call, and New Haven cops and cops from the surrounding area went to North Haven to help. But it was only at their request. So that's typically how a mutual aid situation works. One jurisdiction will put a call out to the other to say, we need your help, come help us.
Okay, let me grab this call. It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
Listen, that cop need to go to jail. That bond need to be $1 million. Where's the gun?
Well, whose gun?
Whose gun?
Where's the gun? Who's being arrested?
Well, nobody's been arrested so far.
Need to be $1 million. And he need to be fired.
Turn down your device because you're getting confused.
You want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. It's the Raw Report. Talk to us.
This is in reference to when the lady called in and said she was talking to the bullpen. I think something that could be done is to get the petition going. Get the petition going now. Start sending it around. Start having everybody sign it. Tell them, stating out the things that we want done. We want justice. We want him convicted. And a year is way too long because that's too long for the cover-up. We're not trying to wait no year. It doesn't take that long to convict us or to find us guilty when we're in the wrong. We don't want to wait no year when we've seen something with our own two eyes. And again, another thing, it's election time. Put the votes on hold. Go out there and let them know that we ain't voting. New Haven ain't voting until we get some answers. Put the votes on hold. That's another way to apply pressure to the mayor, president, and everything. Make this bigger than what they even make it bigger than the rest of the protesters. Put the votes on hold. That'll get their attention.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Thanks, Kia.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's go to Maryland right quick. Maryland, talk to us.
Yo, tell whatever shorty name was that came through on the show, tell her there's a protest downtown right now on a Yale campus. Facts. I just tagged you.
They're protesting right now.
Yeah, downtown. Go look on Facebook. You'll see it.
Thank you, sir.
Go look on Facebook.
Thank you. Now, Mario, there's people do talk, and they say Yale has a lot of power. Now, do you think that'll play a part?
Yeah.
They're the biggest employer in the city, and people can only do so much because they need to work.
I don't know. My sense is, look, I talked directly to the state's attorney today.
Okay.
And he told me this is a top priority for him. And I believe him. I don't think he's going to be swayed by Yale or whatever the organization is. He said this is his top priority right now. And I take him at his word until I see otherwise.
Right. Okay, let's grab this call right here. See what it's the Raw Report. Talk to us, New Haven.
Yo, what's going on, son?
What's going on?
Yo, I feel like it's mad bullshit going on right now, man.
Okay.
Word of mother, man. Who I'm talking to right now?
You're talking to Rob. We got Mario Boone on the show.
Yo, Mario. What's up, Mario?
What's up, man? What's up?
Yo, what we gonna do about this, man?
I'm going to keep digging and try to find the facts. That's what I'm going to do.
For real, man. This shit crazy, man. I'm just trying to let y'all know what's good, man. Give a shout out to the whole 203-860, all that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit, but it's good because it's bringing the city together, too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see everybody sticking together and all that.
All right.
Word, man. But y'all powerful black brothers, keep it up and keep doing what you're doing, man. It's love, man. Word. Love y'all dudes, man. Stay strong. CT come together. That's what it is, man.
Thanks, man.
Yo.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
I feel like we just talked to somebody
Hello?
like deep in Harlem. Or something.
So apparently,
slow down.
my comment was taken wrong. I'm not asking anybody to quit their job.
Okay.
That's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that just for one day.
Okay.
One day. We in observance to what happened, we shut down. We shut the fuck down. Period. I don't see like what people take days off to get their hair done. People take days off to do other shit. This is serious. What's one day?
Yeah.
That's only non-essential workers. Stay the fuck home.
Okay.
What they gonna do without the help?
Maybe hire more help.
How for one day? For one day?
Yeah.
Look at Stop and Shop. Look at the workers that they worked off their job.
Yeah, I mean.
So why can't these kids? So what happened to them was crazy. They got boxed in.
Yeah.
And just like shot at like crazy. They can't get a day.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
You know, I'm not asking anybody to risk their livelihood. I understand that people got bills to pay and children fee. I get it. You understand what I'm saying? But just in observant to what they did, we get a day. Let's sit the fuck down.
Okay.
That's how you draw attention in their pocket.
Yeah, but people are saying in the comments that they have families to feed and they're not willing.
I get it. I understand totally, 100%. But a day.
I totally understand what you're saying. Thank you.
Know, you're welcome. I'm not asking nobody to quit their job or just get up and leave. No, it has to be organized and just pick a day. Everybody get together and just sit the fuck down. Period.
And what is your name, dear?
My name Aisha.
Aisha, thank you so much for that call.
You're very welcome.
I hope you don't get attacked in that bullpen because it's looking really, really crispy down there right now.
Oh, I'm not worried about the bullpen. What's worse?
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
I'm about mine. So what's worse?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
You're very welcome.
All right. Caller, talk to us. The Raw Report.
Hi. Yeah, I got something to say.
Okay.
Wait, I'm live?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I just want to say to Shorty that said we need to quit our jobs.
Uh-huh.
Is she going to pay a bill? That's what I want to know. Secondly, with the whole video with the cop situation, like there's a video, there's proof. How is he going to get off on it? I just want to know. There's a lot of questions that just is unanswered, and we need justice for both these people. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Take care. Mario.
Yeah.
Would you say that the other caller sounded like he was in Harlem?
Yeah.
It sounded like he was in a booth grade drop a hot 16. He's about to put some. Now, I must say applause to you, brother, because you are definitely on the case always. No matter what they say, you're definitely on point. And now, do you catch any backlash from stuff like this?
I do. The police unions don't like me a whole lot. Some of them, not all of them, but I've gotten some backlash about this story. There were some people who felt like I shouldn't have talked to Paul Witherspoon, that he did not deserve to have his voice heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There were some people who, felt like I was taking sides, like I was taking his side over the cops, and so
now,
yeah.
and you pretty much have to be neutral, but you have to bring the story.
I am neutral. I go out and I find the facts, and then I present the facts to people, and y'all decide. Now are these people that felt that you were playing favoritism? Are they New Haven residents? I don't know where they live.
You don't know where they're from.
They're folks who are part of the larger community, though.
Okay. They felt you should have waited.
They felt like I shouldn't have talked to him at all. Like he didn't deserve to have his voice heard. So some people hit me up and they said, "Oh, he's out at 4 a.m. He must have been doing something."
I did see that. I did see that. I didn't like that. I mean, yeah. I am kind of, because I've known this kid since he was a baby, but I've also known that he's he's not that kind of kid.
Right.
Because I know him and his family.
I mean, I don't know Paul Witherspoon.
Right.
I don't know what kind of guy he is. I just know what impression I got from meeting him. He seemed like a nice guy. I'm not out at 4 a.m. I'm home in bed. But if I woke up at 4 a.m. and decided I want to creep to CVS and grab a Sprite,
right,
that doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
Right.
You
right.
know?
It's the Raw Report. Talk to us, caller. Turn your device down. You're getting confused. I think he hung up. Yeah. Mario. I knew you was gonna come through. I know you. You've never turned down.
Yeah, I hate it had to be about this, but I felt like this was important.
It is important to talk about.
And I
it.
wanted to make sure people had as much truthful information as possible.
Right. Caller, talk to us. Hello? Okay. Let me hit him right quick. I don't, Simone. I don't know if I can have both. Now, I wouldn't be able to get both of those kids because it's a legal issue now, right? They wouldn't be able to talk to anyone at this point.
If they choose to, they could. But I mean, I'm sure their attorneys have probably advised them not to because they
could.
They're going to be filing a legal action,
right?
So they want to. I'm just assuming here. I mean, based on I talked to Stephanie's attorney today, and she can't talk to anybody because she's in the hospital.
Right. Have you saw her?
I have not seen her. No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping. Now, do you know of any more protests that's going to be happening? They said one is going on right now.
One is happening right now. My understanding is this group from tonight has planned to. They have plans to protest for as long as they need to get their voices to be heard and have some change. I'm not sure what that change is. I think they're demanding for the officer from Yale to be fired.
Do you think that will happen?
I don't know. I mean, listen, they have a strong union, and it's tough to fire people who are in the union. You have to really demonstrate gross misconduct. So we'll have to wait and see. Right now, it depends on what the investigation reveals.
Right.
So I think it's very premature to talk about firing somebody because these people have right to due process. They have to have an investigation, and we have to see what the investigation determines. So to come out right now, I mean, look, I saw the video too. I have questions about it, but I also respect that these people have due process.
Right.
And just imagine if that was you in that position as the worker, you would want your due process rights to be respected. And, I just think we should respect the process, allow the investigation to move forward and see what it finds. And then, take it from there.
Yeah. Now, did they say something about having to sit down to discuss jurisdiction? Because I never saw a New Haven cop in Hampden.
They had the meeting yesterday.
Okay.
The Hampden mayor met with New Haven mayor as well as the police chiefs of Yale, New Haven, and Hampden. They all sat down and talked about whatever. And we were told they are in the process of crafting an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, to iron out the process and procedure moving forward to try and prevent this from happening again.
Right, but that's something that might take time as well, correct?
It could, but I think they recognize that there's a problem. So this seems like a pretty simple, easy solution to this problem. They don't need to wait for an investigation to figure out what the boundaries are and say respect the boundaries.
Right.
That can happen today,
Yeah,
But I think they want to be diligent about how they craft the MOU.
Right.
Because listen, there are times when there is what I call spillover, like departments cross over into other jurisdictions. The key is how they communicate that to the jurisdiction they're going into. Because remember, this is not the first time this has happened with Hampden police, okay? Remember, there were 2 car chases where people ended up dying. Last August, there was a car chase from Hampden to New Haven where a young man, Jarrell Gibbs, was killed in that chase.
And this was Hampden police
chasing? That was Hampden police chasing this car. It was a stolen car. But they nonetheless chased this guy into, and by the way, Jarrell Gibbs was the passenger in the car, and he died. but they chased a stolen car into New Haven. Same thing happened New Year's Day, and there was a death. It's a problem that even Hamden recognizes, because just a couple weeks ago, Hamden proposed restricting car chases. They want to no longer chase people over property crimes like stolen cars. So I think Hamden recognizes that they have an issue over there, and it's just a matter of how do we fix how they fix it exactly.
Now, is the mayor of New Haven, is she on top of this, as far as you know?
I'm gonna let you ask that question to the mayor. I don't know. You
right.
know, I don't know what the mayor does. I don't know.
Yeah. So will you be at the rally if there's one tomorrow?
Look, I'm where the people are. So
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there because I got to cover it. You know, I'm the eyes and ears.
Right.
So if it's going down, I'm there.
Wow. I'm hoping everything works out for these young people. I really am.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody listening, for those people that want to keep up with what's going on, if you want to follow me on my social media accounts, you can go to @MarioBooneTV and follow me on Twitter and Facebook and stay on top of what's going on. We own this story. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but anything that happens with this story, you're going to find out first from WTNH. And you're going to get it on my Twitter and Facebook. So you definitely want to be following me.
Mario, it's been real.
Yeah, listen, man, I really enjoy coming over here and chatting it up with you.
I enjoy you coming. I emailed the chief of New Haven.
Uh-huh.
I emailed the chief of Hamden. Now, I was told that the chief of Hamden can't come on here because of a legal issue. Do you think is there truth to that?
I don't know, man. Look.
Now the chief of police of New Haven did respond.
Yeah, listen, there are some people that I call, they answer my phone calls. There are some people that I call, I leave a message, they call me back. And then there are some people who duck and dodge and avoid.
Really?
I ain't saying no names, so I'm just saying some people are very responsive to me, and some people act like I don't exist. So just let that.
Now, do you think these protests will make a difference?
Absolutely.
You do believe that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on top. No chicken for me. I'm on top of it as much as I can be for people who can't get out there. And I think now the people that were down there yesterday, those was Yale students, right?
Some of them were, and some of them were regular community folks.
Now, has anybody talked to the president of Yale?
He put a statement out yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, and I don't recall exactly what he said in it, but he did acknowledge this issue, and I think he asked for patience for the investigation to be completed. I don't want to misquote him, but we have that statement on our website,
WTNH.com.
Yeah. So
now,
Yale's president is aware of this.
He is aware.
Yeah.
Now, is this the first time something like this has happened with Yale?
To my knowledge, yeah. I don't recall. I mean, I've only been in New Haven 2 years, but I don't recall any other shooting like this involving Yale police. Certainly not since I've been here.
Okay. People are shouting you out. They're saying thank you. Thank you, Tara. Everybody's shouting out. They said you're the voice.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
the ha-ha.
You know, you know, Rob, I had to tell you, man, when I drove up to the protest the other day, people were calling my name from all directions, and I'm not used to that because I'm real low key, you know.
I told you were a superstar, but you didn't believe me.
No, and I don't even think of myself like that because I don't have a big head. Like, this is my job. This is what I do for a living. You know what I mean? And I take it very seriously, and I don't let this go to my head. I'm a real average everyday person. You can find me at Target and, you know, picking up my water and my little eggs and stuff my Eggo waffles.
Now I got a question because I saw somebody. This is kind of off topic. I'm trying to make fun of the matter. I'm just trying to keep everybody happy. A young man up here said that you buy all your Gucci and stuff from the flea market. Is that true, sir?
Well, first off, what exactly is a flea market? Because I'm not familiar.
The flea market, it's a. I shop there regularly. It's right around the corner.
Is it like a discount mall or something?
It's a mall that sells pretty much stuff that.
Like a swap meet kind of thing?
Like a swap meet. Like you go get some Jordans there, you might pay $40 for them.
Oh, I see.
As opposed to paying $200 in the store.
Okay. Well, I think my confusion should answer that question.
Okay. Pernell Chandler, did you hear that? I didn't mean to put your name out there. I'm sorry. I am so.
That's a hater.
That's a hater. Let me hit him. That's a hater. Again, man, thank you so much, man, for coming on. You never, when I asked you to come on, you always come through. And this isn't it. The bullpen isn't easy. They are rough.
Yeah,
they are rough. And
it's all good though. I'm look, people know me. They know how to find me. So,
right, you're definitely on the move. We want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody that called in. Mario, he's on the move. He's a busy guy. I'll try to let everybody know about protests that's coming up. I'll find out about it last minute. Shout out to everybody, Ping and all the guys that comes out there. And hopefully these people get back to me to come on the show. I did hear from the chief of police. His name is Chief Reyes, right?
Yeah, he's the interim chief in New Haven.
He's the interim chief in New Haven. So I did hear from him. And he did tell me he will reach out to me next week about coming on the show. And with that said, everybody, thank you for watching Mario Boone. You can check him out on @Mario Boone TV. That's your Twitter feed, your Twitter
and
Facebook, and check him out on what's your hours on Channel 8? I see you up there in the morning sometimes at night.
Well, in the morning sometimes they replay some of my stories in the morning hour, but I'm typically on the air at 5 and 6 every day. Monday through Friday.
5 and 6 at night.
At night, right?
Okay.
So, but if I'm not on the air, I'm definitely on Facebook and Twitter. And a lot of times I'll break stories on Facebook and Twitter first before I even get to, the news on air.
Thanks everybody. Tanya Form. Now let me let you know something now. Cameron does a show up here on Sundays called Make Me Wanna Holler. It's about black people, like the come up. And he had a decent show a couple of weeks ago. He started his first show.
Okay.
And he's supposed to come back up here. So if you get a chance to check him out, I know you had to pull his head off.
Now wait a minute. Are you talking to the people at home or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to both.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget it's called Make Me Wanna Holler. Don't forget the Dr. Love show that comes on.
I was a little surprised that you were inviting me to check out Cameron's show. That's why I said
Nah, he did an awesome job. He did an awesome job.
Sunday is brunch day for me. I go to brunch and I go home and chill, so I won't be.
You won't be checking out.
No.
He can forget it?
Yes.
Okay. Cameron, you're out of there, buddy. You're out of there, bozo. Yo, thank you, everybody, for watching. It's the Raw Report. We out of here. Peace out, y'all. Thank you, everybody. We're gone.
When they